So I'm back again. Now, this is an interesting video that I'm going to do. Last night when I went to see Prometheus, obviously before the movie, a number of trailers were introduced, or shown rather. We had Skyfall, we had the very latest Dark Knight Rises trailer, which was mind-blowing on an IMAX screen, by the way. Wet my pants, it was awesome. And then we got what I can only describe as a preview of The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, and some of you who will have seen other videos that I've done where I've spoken briefly about The Amazing Spider-Man, I haven't really been looking forward to it, purely because of the fact that they rebooted it after the Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi versions, which I did enjoy, especially the first two. The second one, obviously, a lot of people will tell you that they love the second one. We know that the third one did really bad for a number of reasons, particularly for the villain side of things. But the reason a reboot has come about is because obviously Sony and Sam Raimi could not come to an agreement about the fourth movie, so they just scrapped it all together and said, right, let's just redo the whole thing from scratch. Now, the Amazing Spider-Man is directed by a guy called Mark Webb, and it stars Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. She should have been Mary Jane Watson. Everybody will tell you that. Dennis Leary plays her father, the police officer, as Colonel Sergeant. Well, he's a police officer. He plays a police officer. I couldn't really tell you his actual title, kind of thing. We have also Rhys Ifans, who plays Dr. Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard, and this preview was quite interesting. I mean, at first I thought we were seeing a trailer, and it got to a scene where you had Martin Sheen's Uncle Ben talking to Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker in high school, and there's Gwen Stacy pops up in the background, and he's going on about how he's got a picture of her on his computer, and he sort of proper embarrasses Peter in front of Gwen, and this scene is going on for quite a bit, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, hang on, this is interesting. This is not really a trailer as such, then, is it? I think it's an actual preview. So we've got a bit more shots of the Lizard. We've got some first-person view shots of Andrew Garfield as flying, jumping around as Spider-Man. We had some more like in-depth view regarding like Peter Parker's involvement to how the Lizard is created as well, with Dr. Connors. Dr. Connors even distresses his anger at Richard Parker suddenly just disappearing when him and Kurt were in the middle of discovering a way to save people's lives. They're on a breakthrough, a scientific breakthrough kind of thing. And after watching it, I mean, I think it was about 5 or 6 minutes long. I wish it was a Dark Knight Rises prologue instead, but never mind. After watching it, I actually then thought to myself, well, after seeing that, yeah, maybe I'm a little bit more excited than I was before, because at first, when I saw the very first teaser trailer where they gave us the POV view, like as if you were in a computer game kind of thing, where he's like jumping over the roofs and swinging across to a high-rise building, I kind of got the impression that this might not be as good as it should be. The first full-length trailer came out and I still wasn't too sure. The second trailer came out and I was like, okay, but then seeing this preview has sort of opened my eyes a little bit, and I have to say, yeah, and I've actually, not just long, about half an hour ago or an hour ago, I've already booked my ticket to see it on the 3rd of July. So the tickets are out here in the UK, so if you want to get yourself a ticket as well, go for it. I've just booked mine, like I say, and yes, it is in IMAX 3D, but I always like IMAX, so if it is in 3D, then fine, I'll stick with the IMAX 3D. But yeah, it's funny how it's sandwiched in between the Avengers and the Dark Knight Rises, and obviously people have seen the Avengers, they've enjoyed it, it's hugely successful. Then you've got The Dark Knight Rises, which is highly anticipated, which will obviously be just as successful. And then Spider-Man's in between, and it's like, okay, 3 comic book movies, and you've got this one in between the two behemoths, as I would like to call them. But I still think that even after seeing this preview, I think it's going to whet a lot of people's appetite, and I think that's what Sony and Marvel have done. You know, they've said to themselves, right, we've really got to market this movie. We've really got to get people interested, because, you know, word of mouth, it's going to work. But in order for that to branch out to other people who might not be aware of this movie, we've really got to give them something to look at. And as I say, this preview was really extensive and does show you quite a lot of things. I wouldn't really say it's spoilerific as such, but you're given an insight as to what is to come in the movie itself. So you know, some people might take it as spoiler filled. I really wouldn't. I myself have not taken it as a spoiler type movie, but I will say that it's definitely got me interested, and I'm now looking forward to seeing The Amazing Spider-Man. So remember that, 3rd of July 2012, that's when it's released, and I shall see you all then. Bye.